dressing athletes is different from dressing, let's say, a celebrity, because these guys are not sample size. Basketball, for instance, it's always been about the shoes. If you look at Michael Jordan, you look at Allen Iverson, everyone who's kind of come up, it's always been about that signature shoe. So often the shoe will be that final punctuation piece, and it's also something that the press knows to pay attention to.
How you doing?
Guys, thanks for coming through. We got some stuff ready for
Happy
you.
Valentine's Day.
So I've been working in sports and fashion for 15 years when I first started my NBA fashion blog, because when I worked in a newsroom, everyone told me to shut up about it. And I've been styling for over 10 years. And I can tell you, the tunnel has changed things because sports fashion wasn't even a category. It was something that only a few people would talk about on Twitter. Now you're seeing players get marketing deals. You're seeing players use it as a runway. You're seeing brands debuting all kinds of different looks for NBA fans to watch, to really see how athletes are expressing their individuality off the court.
This is NBA Red Carpet.
Hi, I'm Megan Ann Wilson, aka She Got Game, and I'm a sports and fashion stylist, and today I'm going to be breaking down all kinds of NBA tunnel fits. So believe it or not, I really love Malik's look here because it transports me to being a teenager in the 2000s. The Christina Aguilera shirt, straight out of her Dirty era, iconic, printed jeans, which I think actually look pretty cool. I wish the print was actually all the way around. If you look at the seams, you can tell where they're like sewn together, so the print doesn't really match. That's just me being really picky. The Chanel sneakers are what makes it modern, because only recently did Chanel start making large sizes specifically for men. Also, he's wearing an iced out G-Shock. Like, how retro, sort of modern is that? So I actually think this look is a lot of fun. One of my main clients is Dylan Brooks, and I've worked with Dylan since he came into the league. We're both from Toronto, and it's been really cool to see how Dylan has gotten really into fashion. And one of the brands that we work a lot with is Dior. And last year when they were coming to New York, he wanted to have a cool look, because where else are you gonna put on your best outfit? So we had a few pieces that we had ordered from a previous collection, from a fall collection, and these pieces were not shown together on the runway. And often, you know, when brands will send stuff, they'll be like, here's how it looks on the runway. I'm like, okay, this runway model is 5'10", 140 pounds. It's not gonna look the same on Dylan, right? This is a really cool shawl piece. I am 5'2". Dylan is 6'8". So I had to stand on 2 chairs in the bathroom to properly style this on him. Having the pants hem be a little bit shorter so we can show off the Dior socks and the double monk shoes is kind of a way that gives it a bit more levity, and so it's not just a big heavy boot, because I felt if we did something like that, the whole outfit would feel just too much.
It's all over social media. It's called the Tunnel Walk. The NBA playoffs, always a fashion show.
The NBA's version of kind of having a catwalk.
Players are embracing the trend of dressing to the nines before a game. Megan Wilson and Brandon Williams are both fashion experts who work with athletes to build their unique looks.
You can really express yourself, on the court with certain sneakers, but off the court is really where it comes alive.
One of the biggest trends right now is a more laid-back feel, like Devin Booker's pregame look.
Kind of already know it's Book coming, even before you might recognize him, right? Because he has this very specific silhouette.
Whatever the look is, it's Megan and Brandon working behind the scenes to help bring it to life.
Players are so much more than they are on the court, and it lets them be themselves in a new way.
Megan Ann Wilson says that the players like to start the trend, but don't like when other players buy the exact same thing.
I think the players are all wearing crazy outfits and trying to one-up each other because the NBA is such a trend-driven league, and because they're so competitive. It's all about being better than the next guy, being flashier, standing out. I'm gonna go to the Dallas Stars. I don't know if anyone remembers, but they have these jerseys that had a bull's head. It looks like a female reproductive system. It has, when I'm watching a check and I'm watching Brendan Morrow check someone, I don't wanna feel it in my ovaries. I think it's almost like when DeMar was younger. It was kind of cocky versus confidence. Yes. And I think Terrence Ross has cockiness in spades, and now he has to just keep being confident. And I think that's really gonna be the ticket for him. I'm hoping that you're starting to get the picture, that there's more to women's sneaker culture than just the old shrink it and pink it model, and the overall lack of dope product being accessible to women, despite what the market is demanding. In 2017, high heel sales fell by 11%, while sneaker sales grew by 37%. The numbers don't lie. But women's product is still not at the same consistent release quality or quantity of most male branded products. One of the main issues is perception. The assumption is always women wear sneakers for men and male attention. But newsflash, it's not about approval. We wear sneakers because we like sneakers.
Welcome to the show, Megan Ann Wilson, aka She Got Game. You were one of the first, by the way, as far as wardrobe consultant, image consultant in the NBA in the early 2010s. What was the sort of impetus for even bringing in a consultant such as yourself?
I should be clear that depends on the player, right? Because you have some players that want to just, they're like, oh, I grew up as the most stylish guy. I don't have time to do it as much anymore. I need someone to help me. But then I worked with Wesley Johnson for a long time, and he was someone who's like, I want to look presentable. I don't know about clothes. I only wear warm-ups. Like, what can I wear that's not just going to polo? It also was partially, I think, the guys wanting to be seen more than an athlete, wanting to be multidimensional, wanting to have more, wanting to show their personality, and understanding that that's kind of the way you get endorsement deals. There are very few athletes, maybe Roger Federer, to an extent Tom Brady, guys that really understand a full image prep for now, for later, for setting it up. And they have a personality for it. Because some guys, you can kind of tell, they're like, I feel like a corporate show, right? But I feel like LeBron and D-Wade are guys who are kind of think about being in on the joke, or it's part of the fun of it. And they're also smart about which deals they take.
So this kind of ties in a reflecting element, a diamond element, our use of color. As a brand designer, my job really comes down to storytelling. I need this black leather jacket right here. Yeah. I have a background working as a stylist. I know how to kind of build an image, build a story. So I think that's really where my strength comes. My days are completely chaotic. I'm always traveling. I want to make sure I'm really enjoying life and not focusing on just work. My fuel points really mean I've made my day worthwhile. I know that I'm focusing on the whole picture.